Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to be with you today, and I'm here to talk about one of the most important topics for anyone who desires success, not success by luck, not success by chance, but the kind of success that comes from within. The kind of success that is built, nurtured, and guaranteed through the mastery of one thing, your mind. You see, success isn't just about what you do. It's about how you think, how you approach each day, and how you choose to perceive and handle the challenges that come your way. If you want to be unstoppable, if you want to achieve at the highest level, it all starts with training your mind. The journey to unstoppable success begins with a single, crucial decision: taking full responsibility for your life. This is not just a motivational cliche, it's the foundation upon which everything else is built. If you want to achieve extraordinary things, if you want to create a life that exceeds even your greatest expectations, you must first accept that you are entirely responsible for where you are today. Your successes, your failures, your challenges, your opportunities, everything in your life is a direct result of your decisions and actions, whether you realize it or not. Most people, unfortunately, fall into the trap of playing the victim. They blame their circumstances, their upbringing, their lack of resources, or the people around them for their current situation. It's easy to fall into the mindset that life happens to you, that you are at the mercy of external forces. But here's the truth: if you allow yourself to believe that your success is dependent on things you can't control, then you've already given up the one thing that can change everything: your ability to control your response to life's challenges. Taking responsibility means understanding that your past does not define you. Yes, we all have different stories, different backgrounds, and different struggles, but what you do with those stories is up to you. The most successful people in the world are not those who have never faced adversity. Far from it. They are the ones who have faced challenges and, instead of blaming others or circumstances, have taken full responsibility for how they respond and how they grow from those challenges. This mindset shifts you from being a passive observer of your life to an active participant. You begin to realize that you have the power to change your situation, not through luck, not by waiting for someone else to solve your problems, but through intentional action. Every choice you make, every thought you entertain, every decision you take, these are the things that shape your life. By accepting responsibility, you take ownership of these decisions. You stop looking outside of yourself for answers and start looking within. There's a profound freedom in this realization. When you take responsibility, you stop blaming other people for your failures. No one can control your life but you. If you're not where you want to be, it's not because of someone else's actions, it's because of your own choices. This is not to say that external factors don't matter. Of course, life is full of challenges, and sometimes things happen that are out of our control. But here's the critical point: what matters is how you choose to respond. Do you let adversity define you, or do you find a way to rise above it? When you take full responsibility, you empower yourself. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and become the creator of your own future. You start thinking in terms of solutions instead of problems. Instead of dwelling on why something didn't work out, you ask yourself what you can do differently next time. You look for lessons in every setback and use those lessons to improve. But this shift doesn't happen overnight. It requires a mindset overhaul, a fundamental change in how you view your life. It requires self-awareness, the ability to look honestly at your choices and acknowledge when you've made a mistake. It means letting go of the ego, admitting when you're wrong and learning from it. It means owning your actions, both the good and the bad, and recognizing that every action you take moves you either closer to or further from your goals. One of the most significant obstacles to taking full responsibility is our tendency to blame others. It's tempting to point the finger at people or events that we perceive as the cause of our challenges. Perhaps you had a difficult childhood, or a boss who was unfair, or a partner who let you down. But when you blame others, you give away your power. You put the control of your life in the hands of people who may not even be thinking about you, and you create a mindset of helplessness. Instead, when you take responsibility, you regain your power. You realize that no matter what anyone else has done, you have the power to shape your own future. You may not be able to change the past, but you can certainly change how you move forward. This mindset shift can be incredibly liberating. It turns you from a bystander into an active participant in your own life. It means that instead of reacting to life's challenges, you start to create the life you want. It's also important to recognize that taking full responsibility doesn't mean perfection. You don't have to be flawless to succeed. It's okay to make mistakes. In fact, you'll make plenty of them along the way. The key is how you respond to those mistakes. Do you take responsibility for them and learn from them? Or do you make excuses, point fingers, and remain stuck in a cycle of inaction? Success is built on the willingness to take responsibility for your actions, to accept your faults, and to learn from every experience. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, I am where I am because of the choices I've made. But from this point forward, I choose to make different choices. When you accept that you are the author of your own story, you unlock a powerful sense of agency that propels you toward your goals with unwavering confidence and determination. By accepting responsibility for your life, you change everything. You step into your full potential, take control of your future, and create the kind of success that's impossible to stop. You become the creator, not the victim, of your own life. And once you do that, there's no limit to what you can achieve. A positive mental attitude, PMA, is one of the most important traits you can develop on your path to unstoppable success. It's far more than simply staying upbeat or thinking happy thoughts. It is a powerful mental and emotional framework that influences how you respond to life's challenges, how you approach obstacles, and how you see yourself and your potential. Life is unpredictable, and we all face setbacks, failures, disappointments, and moments of doubt. But it's in these moments that your mindset will truly be tested. The key is, when the going gets tough, will you see the challenge as an insurmountable obstacle, or will you view it as an opportunity to grow and learn? A positive mental attitude is about choosing to focus on the solutions, not the problems. In any difficult situation, people with PMA choose to concentrate on what they can do to move forward, rather than dwelling on what went wrong. This doesn't mean ignoring the problem or pretending everything is fine. It simply means that instead of feeling helpless or stuck, you ask, what can I do to make this situation better? What's the next step I can take? When you focus on finding solutions, you empower yourself to act and move forward. People with PMA do not waste time blaming circumstances or waiting for external forces to change their situation. They understand that their power lies in how they respond, and they actively seek ways to resolve their challenges. For example, imagine you are starting a business and face unexpected obstacles, such as financial struggles, failed partnerships, or a product that doesn't gain traction. The person with a positive mental attitude will not throw in the towel. Instead, they'll take a step back and evaluate what went wrong. What can they learn from the experience? What adjustments can they make? Instead of succumbing to discouragement, they see setbacks as opportunities to refine their approach. That shift in perspective from focusing on the problem to focusing on the solution is what helps them get back on track. A positive mental attitude also helps people maintain optimism in the face of adversity. Life is rarely smooth sailing, and the road to success is often filled with bumps, detours, and challenges. Yet the most successful people are the ones who can keep their optimism alive even when things aren't going their way. This optimism is not about blind positivity. It's the belief that you can handle whatever comes your way, and that any difficulty is temporary and solvable. It's the understanding that setbacks are a natural part of the journey, and that adversity can be a powerful teacher. A person with a positive mental attitude knows that success is rarely a straight line, and that challenges are opportunities for growth. They may not get everything they want when they want it, but they know they have the resilience to overcome any roadblock. Having a positive attitude doesn't mean you'll never face setbacks. It means you are resilient, that you can bounce back and keep moving forward, no matter how tough things get. Resilience is a core component of PMA, and it's essential for long-term success. Resilient people don't let obstacles stop them from moving forward. Instead, they see failure or hardship as part of the process. They accept that things won't always go as planned, but they are determined to keep going. This ability to remain flexible, to adjust and adapt in the face of adversity, is what ultimately allows you to stay on course and reach your goals. The good news is that resilience can be developed. It's a mental muscle that becomes stronger the more you exercise it. Each time you encounter a failure or challenge and choose to continue, you are building that muscle. Each time you take a difficult experience and find a way to learn from it, you reinforce your resilience. Eventually, you reach a point where setbacks don't derail you, they motivate you. Resilience allows you to take risks, try new things, and keep striving even when things don't go perfectly. It helps you see each challenge as a lesson, and each failure as a necessary stepping stone on the way to success. Another key component of a positive mental attitude is practicing gratitude. People who cultivate gratitude have a more positive outlook on life because they focus on the abundance around them rather than on what is missing. Gratitude shifts your perspective and allows you to recognize the good in your life, even when you're going through tough times. A positive mental attitude doesn't deny that struggles exist, but it reminds you that there is always something to be thankful for. The simple act of being grateful for what you have right now helps you maintain a sense of balance, peace, and optimism, even during difficult circumstances. Gratitude has been shown to improve mental health by reducing stress and anxiety, promoting a sense of contentment, and enhancing overall well-being. It's easy to become overwhelmed by what's not going right, but when you intentionally focus on what you do have, it can change your perspective and keep you grounded. Gratitude reminds you that while things may not always be perfect, there is always something worth celebrating, whether it's the support of family and friends, your health, or the lessons you're learning along the way. A positive mental attitude also goes hand in hand with self-belief. At the core of PMA is the conviction that you are capable of achieving your goals. This belief in yourself and your abilities gives you the strength to keep going, even when things get tough. People with a positive mental attitude trust in their capacity to succeed, regardless of the challenges they face. They don't let setbacks or failures make them doubt themselves. Instead, they see each obstacle as part of the process, and they believe that with persistence, they can overcome anything. Self-belief is what drives people to take action, to push through fear, and to persevere, even when success feels distant. Self-belief also leads to a growth mindset, the understanding that skills, abilities, and intelligence are not fixed traits, but can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. When you believe you can improve, you are more likely to take action, make mistakes, learn from them, and continue to grow. This mindset allows you to approach challenges with confidence, knowing that every setback is an opportunity to learn and improve, not a reflection of your worth or ability. When you combine optimism, resilience, gratitude, and self-belief, you create a mindset that is truly unstoppable. A positive mental attitude transforms the way you approach life. It empowers you to face obstacles with a sense of confidence and hope, and it keeps you focused on your goals even when things aren't going as planned. By developing and nurturing a positive mental attitude, you are preparing yourself not just for success, but for lasting success. Your attitude becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It shapes your thoughts, your actions, and ultimately your results. The road to success is never easy, and it's rarely a straight path. While talent, intelligence, or charisma can provide temporary advantages, discipline and consistency are what truly separate those who succeed from those who fall short. These two qualities, often underestimated, are the real foundations of long-term sustainable success. Without discipline and consistency, even the best intentions can be derailed by distractions, procrastination, or a lack of follow-through. Discipline is the ability to stay focused on your goals, make intentional decisions, and act on them, even when motivation wanes or obstacles arise. It's about being willing to do what's necessary, even when it's difficult, tedious, or uncomfortable. Consistency, on the other hand, is about repeating actions that lead to your success day after day, without being swayed by temporary setbacks or feelings of fatigue. Together, discipline and consistency form a dynamic duo that will enable you to steadily make progress toward your dreams. One of the most profound truths about success is that it's not the goal itself that matters most, but the disciplined actions you take to achieve it. Setting goals is crucial. Without clear goals, it's easy to wander aimlessly. But without the discipline to consistently pursue those goals, even the best aspirations will fade into mere wishes. Discipline is what turns your vision into reality. It's the act of doing what you need to do, even when you don't feel like doing it. It's about having the self-control to say no to distractions, to stay focused on the tasks that move you forward, and to put in the necessary work, regardless of external circumstances. For example, if your goal is to get fit, setting the goal is important. But it's the discipline to wake up early and go to the gym every day, to make healthy food choices even when it's tempting to indulge, and to stick with your exercise routine even on days when you're tired or busy that truly leads to success. The difference between someone who talks about getting in shape and someone who actually does it is discipline. Discipline is what gets you out of bed when it's still dark outside to study, work, or train, even when you'd rather hit snooze. It's not glamorous and it's not always fun, but it's always essential. Consistency is where the magic really happens. The truth is that anyone can take disciplined action for a day, a week, or even a month. But the real challenge, and where most people fail, is in maintaining that discipline consistently over time. Success isn't built on bursts of effort, it's built on consistent, small actions compounded over weeks, months, and years. For example, think about the process of writing a book. It's easy to get excited at the start, and many people will write a chapter or two and feel great about their progress. But when the initial excitement fades and the novelty wears off, it takes consistent effort sitting down to write every single day, even when you're tired or uninspired. That will eventually lead to the completion of a book. It's not the intensity of the effort that matters, it's the sustainability of that effort over time that leads to real accomplishment. Consistency in any area of life, whether in business, health, personal development, or relationships, creates momentum. When you perform small, positive actions every day, no matter how insignificant they may seem, they compound over time and eventually they lead to dramatic results. It's like putting one brick on top of another individually. A brick may not seem like much, But over time, these small efforts build a foundation strong enough to support great success. One of the most powerful tools for developing consistency is creating positive daily habits. These habits automate success by embedding productive behaviors into your routine so you don't have to think twice about them. If you build a consistent habit of working out every morning, reading every night, or writing for an hour every day, these actions become ingrained into your lifestyle. Over time, they form a rhythm that fuels your success, making it easier to stay on track, even when motivation fluctuates. For instance, if you're an entrepreneur, your daily habit might be to spend the first hour of every day working on the most important tasks that will push your business forward, whether that's marketing, developing a product, or reaching out to potential customers. When you develop the habit of consistently working on your business every day, you build momentum and start to see real progress. Success doesn't come from sporadic bursts of activity, it comes from daily steady effort. The more you make your success habits automatic, the less you'll have to rely on willpower, which can be inconsistent. Your habits will carry you through even the most difficult days. One of the hardest things about developing discipline and consistency is dealing with the inevitable challenges, setbacks, and distractions that arise. The path to success is rarely linear, and when you encounter obstacles, whether they're personal challenges, business failures, or external setbacks, it can be tempting to abandon your efforts. It's in these moments that discipline and consistency are tested the most. But it's also in these moments that the difference between success and failure is most apparent. Successful people understand that adversity is part of the process, not a reason to quit. They don't let setbacks throw them off course. Instead, they use those setbacks as fuel to refine their approach, to keep learning, and to remain consistent in their efforts. For example, an athlete who faces a major injury won't quit training altogether. They'll adapt and work on strengthening the parts of their body that aren't injured. A business owner who faces a financial crisis won't close up shop. They'll find creative solutions to solve the problem while continuing to push forward with the vision. Discipline and consistency give you the ability to keep moving, even when the situation feels tough. They give you the strength to take small, meaningful actions every day, regardless of the circumstances. When you focus on what you can control, maintain consistency in your efforts, and stay disciplined in the face of adversity, you demonstrate the mental toughness that is the hallmark of successful people. Building discipline and consistency is not something that happens overnight. Like any muscle, it takes time and practice to develop. One effective way to cultivate these qualities is through setting small, achievable goals and building momentum. Start with small actions that you can commit to every day, whether that's 10 minutes of reading, 30 minutes of exercise, or a small task toward your larger goal. Once you've mastered consistency in these small actions, you can gradually increase your commitments and expand your efforts. Another strategy for building discipline and consistency is to track your progress. When you can see the results of your efforts over time, it becomes easier to stay committed. Whether you're tracking your workout routines, your business goals, or your personal development, visual progress acts as a powerful motivator. Knowing that each day of disciplined action brings you closer to your goal fuels the fire to keep going. It's also important to hold yourself accountable, whether through a mentor, a coach, a friend, or a system of self-reflection. Accountability forces you to take responsibility for your actions and maintain your commitment, even when the initial excitement fades. Success is not just about how much knowledge you accumulate or how much talent you have. It is about the actions you take and the decisions you make, and these decisions are often rooted in the environment you create around you. The people you surround yourself with, the places you spend time in, and the thoughts and energy you allow into your life all have a profound impact on your ability to succeed. To train your mind for unstoppable success, one of the most powerful strategies is to intentionally curate your environment, because the environment you operate in directly influences your mindset, your habits, and ultimately your results. It's easy to underestimate the impact of our environment. We often think that success is purely the result of individual willpower and effort, but the reality is that the environment you're in can either fuel your progress or undermine it. If you are constantly surrounded by negativity, doubt, and people who don't believe in your goals, it becomes much harder to stay motivated and maintain the discipline required to succeed. On the other hand, being around people who encourage you, inspire you, and challenge you to become your best self will create a fertile ground for your personal and professional growth. Simply put, your environment either propels you forward or holds you back. The first step in curating your environment for success is to assess the people you spend the most time with. The individuals you associate with regularly have a huge influence on your mindset. If you are spending time with people who are constantly complaining, who don't share your ambitions, or who are content with mediocrity, your mind will be subconsciously conditioned to accept those same limitations. On the other hand, if you choose to surround yourself with people who are positive, motivated, and growth-oriented, their energy will rub off on you, pushing you to raise your standards and take bigger, bolder actions. Think about the powerful concept of the 5 people rule. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If your circle consists of ambitious, driven individuals, you'll find it easier to think bigger, act more decisively, and develop the mindset necessary for success. Conversely, if your circle is filled with people who are satisfied with being average, who make excuses for why they're not successful, or who don't believe in personal development, you'll likely fall into the same patterns. That's not to say you should cut people out of your life immediately, but be aware of the influence people have on your mindset and behaviors. Actively seek out those who inspire you and distance yourself from those who drain your energy or diminish your vision. Mentorship and positive relationships are essential. The right mentor can guide you, encourage you, and help you avoid mistakes they've made. Positive relationships can provide a support system during challenging times, reminding you that setbacks are temporary and that your goals are worth fighting for. In addition to people, the physical space you spend time in also plays a critical role in shaping your mindset and productivity. A cluttered or disorganized environment can lead to a cluttered mind, causing unnecessary stress and distracting you from focusing on your goals. When your workspace, home, or personal surroundings are neat, organized, and designed to support your success, it becomes easier to stay focused, energized, and motivated. Consider the power of creating a dedicated workspace. Whether it's a corner of your home or a dedicated office, having a space where you can focus solely on your work can help train your mind to enter a state of productivity when you're there. A clutter-free and inspiring workspace sends a message to your subconscious that you take your work seriously and that you're committed to your success. It creates an environment where you can immerse yourself in the tasks that matter most and shut out the distractions that would pull you away from your purpose. Even the smaller details matter, such as the tools and resources you keep around you. For example, if you want to cultivate a habit of reading, keep books visible and accessible. If your goal is to improve your fitness, set up a space where your exercise equipment is easy to access. Making your goals visible within your environment reinforces your commitment to them, acting as subtle reminders throughout the day. Another key aspect of curating your environment is the energy and mindset you bring into it. If you want to succeed, you must create a mindset that is aligned with your goals, and this involves training your thoughts, your language, and the emotions you allow to dominate your mental space. The thoughts we think consistently shape the energy we bring into any situation. If you approach challenges with the belief that they are opportunities to learn, rather than insurmountable obstacles, you are far more likely to take proactive steps to overcome them. Similarly, if you enter a situation with an attitude of gratitude, positivity, and confidence, you will attract more of those same qualities into your life. One of the most important practices to integrate into your environment is the power of self-talk. The way you speak to yourself internally and externally can either limit your potential or empower you to achieve greatness. Negative self-talk, doubts, and limiting beliefs will only create mental barriers that hinder your progress. But when you speak kindly to yourself, affirm your abilities, and remind yourself of your purpose and capabilities, you strengthen your mindset and enhance your chances of success. It's also important to consider the media and information you consume. If you fill your mind with negativity, fear, or irrelevant distractions, you dilute the power of your focus. On the other hand, if you intentionally choose to consume content that motivates, educates, and inspires you, you reinforce the mindset and behaviors that lead to success. This could mean reading books that expand your knowledge, listening to podcasts or audiobooks that elevate your thinking, or watching videos that empower you to take action. The media you consume shapes your thoughts and attitudes, so make sure that what you consume aligns with the person you're striving to become. Finally, curating your environment for success involves creating routines and rituals that prime your mind for focus, growth, and achievement. Whether it's a morning routine that sets the tone for the day, a regular exercise schedule that boosts energy and confidence, or a habit of journaling to reflect on progress and set intentions, your daily rituals help to build the discipline and consistency that are essential for long-term success. These small, intentional actions create an environment of success, both externally and internally, that will keep you aligned with your goals. To train your mind for unstoppable success, it's crucial to understand the power of mental resilience and the ability to bounce back from failure and setbacks. The truth is that failure is not the opposite of success, it is an integral part of success. Those who achieve great things are not those who avoid failure, but those who develop the resilience to handle it effectively, learn from it, and keep moving forward. Mental resilience is the quality that allows you to maintain your focus, energy, and determination even when things don't go as planned. It's about how you respond to challenges, how you cope with adversity, and how you adapt to change. The ability to persevere in the face of difficulty is what sets successful people apart from those who give up too soon. First, it's important to recognize that failure is inevitable. The path to success is full of obstacles, mistakes, and missteps. It's easy to become discouraged when things don't go the way you expect them to, but understanding that setbacks are a natural part of the journey is essential for building mental resilience. Every successful person has encountered failure, whether it's a business that didn't take off, a project that fell short, or a personal goal that was never reached. But rather than seeing these experiences as defeats, resilient individuals view them as opportunities to learn, grow, and improve. The difference between someone who gives up and someone who persists is not the absence of failure, but their ability to reframe failure as feedback rather than a reflection of their worth. In fact, failure is often the greatest teacher you will ever have. When you fail, you are forced to confront the areas where you are lacking, and you can use this as an opportunity for growth. Every failure contains valuable lessons that can make you stronger, smarter, and more capable in the future. Successful people do not see failure as something to fear or avoid. They see it as a tool to refine their skills and strategies. For example, when an entrepreneur's first business venture fails, rather than giving up on the idea of entrepreneurship, they assess what went wrong, learn from the experience, and apply those lessons to their next attempt. The same is true for athletes who face injuries or losses. They don't quit the sport. They take the experience as a learning opportunity, strengthen their weaknesses, and come back stronger. The key to developing mental resilience lies in how you respond to failure. Instead of reacting with frustration, self-blame, or discouragement, resilient individuals adopt a mindset of growth. They understand that setbacks are temporary, and they focus on the process rather than the outcome. They don't allow themselves to be defined by a single failure or even a series of failures. Instead, they maintain a long-term perspective, understanding that success is a marathon, not a sprint. One failure doesn't define you, and it doesn't predict your future unless you let it. By reframing failure as part of the process and focusing on continuous improvement, you position yourself to succeed in the long run. A critical aspect of resilience is developing a strong sense of self-belief. If you do not believe in your ability to succeed, failure can become paralyzing. But when you trust in your capabilities, even in the face of adversity, you can weather difficult circumstances without losing momentum. Self-belief doesn't mean being overconfident or unrealistic. It's about having a deep-rooted faith in your ability to overcome challenges and achieve your goals, no matter how many obstacles stand in your way. Self-belief allows you to maintain your composure when things go wrong, and it gives you the courage to try again when others might quit. It's about believing that you are capable of learning from your mistakes and growing stronger as a result. Another key element of mental resilience is the ability to stay emotionally balanced during difficult times. Emotions can be powerful, and it's natural to feel disappointment, frustration, or anger after a setback. However, the most successful people are able to process these emotions without letting them control their actions. Instead of reacting impulsively or allowing negative emotions to dictate their behavior, resilient individuals can step back, assess the situation objectively, and make thoughtful decisions. Developing emotional resilience means practicing self-awareness and emotional regulation, learning how to acknowledge and release negative emotions, and focusing your energy on positive, productive actions. Mental resilience also requires a commitment to persistence. The path to success is often long and filled with detours. It's easy to become discouraged when things aren't progressing as fast as you'd like, but success rarely happens overnight. The ability to persist, even when the going gets tough, is what ultimately separates those who succeed from those who give up. You need to be willing to put in the work day after day, no matter how small the progress might seem. Resilience means embracing the grind, staying committed to your long-term vision, and continuing to take steps toward your goals, even when the results aren't immediately visible. Remember, success is a cumulative process. Every small effort compounds over time, and with persistence, the results will follow. The resilience required for success also involves flexibility, the willingness to adapt your approach when necessary. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, things don't work out the way you expect. You may hit roadblocks, face new challenges, or find that your original plan isn't working. In these moments, the resilient person is able to pivot, change direction, and find new solutions. Mental resilience isn't about stubbornly sticking to a plan that's clearly not working. It's about being flexible enough to assess the situation and adjust your strategy as needed. Success often requires trial and error and a willingness to try new approaches until you find what works. Finally, an important component of resilience is developing a strong why, a deep personal reason for pursuing your goals. When you have a strong sense of purpose, it becomes much easier to stay resilient in the face of adversity. Your why gives you the energy and determination to keep going when things get tough. It's what keeps you pushing forward when you feel like giving up. If you don't have a clear sense of why you're pursuing your goals, it's easy to lose motivation after a failure or setback. But when you're deeply connected to your purpose, you can find the strength to rise up. Try again and keep pursuing your dreams, no matter what obstacles you encounter. Building mental resilience is a continual process. It's not something you develop overnight, but rather something you cultivate over time through experiences, challenges, and deliberate effort. It involves shifting your mindset, strengthening your self-belief, managing your emotions, staying persistent, and remaining flexible in the face of difficulty. By developing this resilience, you position yourself to overcome the inevitable failures and setbacks that will come your way on the path to success, and you build the mental toughness necessary to stay focused, stay driven, and continue moving forward. Resilience is not just the ability to withstand failure, it's the ability to use failure as fuel for future success. When you build your resilience, nothing can stop you from achieving your goals. One of the most important yet often overlooked keys to unstoppable success is the ability to develop an unwavering focus and eliminate distractions. In a world that is increasingly filled with noise, interruptions, and temptations, the ability to concentrate fully on the task at hand is what separates those who succeed from those who get lost in the chaos of life. The truth is, success demands that we direct our attention and energy on the things that matter most: our goals, our growth, and our progress, and not let ourselves be sidetracked by the endless distractions that bombard us every day. In today's world, distractions are everywhere. From the constant ping of notifications on our phones to the temptation of social media, entertainment, and other forms of instant gratification, it's easy to find our attention scattered in 100 different directions. And while occasional breaks or relaxation are important for recharging, being chronically distracted prevents us from making significant progress toward our goals. What is needed is a laser-sharp focus, the ability to direct our attention, block out the distractions, and make consistent, intentional progress toward the life we want to build. The first step in developing focus is understanding the importance of single tasking. We often hear about the need to multitask, but studies have shown that multitasking actually reduces productivity and increases mistakes. The human brain is simply not designed to handle multiple complex tasks at once. When we try to juggle too many things, our attention becomes fragmented, and we end up doing several tasks poorly instead of excelling in one. To train your mind for unstoppable success, you must learn to focus your energy on one task at a time, giving it your full attention and effort. When you fully immerse yourself in one task, you bring more creativity, insight, and quality to the work. By focusing on the task at hand, you are able to complete it faster and more effectively. Creating an environment that minimizes distractions is another crucial step toward maintaining focus. This includes both your physical and mental environment. Physically, you need to make sure your workspace is organized, clutter-free, and conducive to productivity. A clean and well-organized environment helps your mind to stay clear and focused, as clutter can create a sense of overwhelm and distract you from the task at hand. Eliminate distractions such as noisy surroundings or unnecessary gadgets that pull your attention away. It might also be beneficial to designate a specific space for your work so your brain associates that space with focus and productivity. On a deeper level, mental distractions can often be even more insidious. Our minds tend to wander thinking about problems, concerns, or worries that have nothing to do with the task we're working on. One of the best ways to tackle mental distractions is to train your mind to stay in the present moment. This practice is known as mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you become aware of when your mind begins to wander and redirects your focus back to what you are doing. Techniques like deep breathing, meditation, or even short mental exercises to reset your focus can all be helpful tools. The more you practice mindfulness, the better you get at bringing your attention back to the task at hand, no matter what distractions arise. Another key to mastering focus is time blocking. Time blocking is a method where you set aside specific periods during your day to work on specific tasks or projects. By dedicating blocks of uninterrupted time to a single activity, you create a structured approach to your work that minimizes distractions and maximizes your output. The beauty of time blocking is that it allows you to give your full attention to what matters most. Instead of bouncing from task to task or being at the mercy of whatever is demanding your attention at any given moment, time blocking enables you to be intentional about how you spend your time. During these blocks, eliminate everything that could take your attention away from your task. No checking email, no browsing the web, no phone calls. If you commit to focusing completely on your work for just 1 hour at a time, you'll be amazed at how much you can accomplish. The Pomodoro technique, a form of time blocking, is another highly effective method. This technique involves working for 25-minute intervals, followed by a short 5-minute break. After 4 sessions, you take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. This structured method helps you maintain focus for sustained periods while also giving your brain the rest it needs to stay sharp. By working in short, focused bursts and taking regular breaks, you prevent burnout and keep your energy levels high. It also makes it easier to get started on a task as the time commitment feels more manageable, which can help overcome procrastination. In addition to time management strategies, setting clear and specific goals is another powerful way to enhance your focus. When you are clear about what you want to achieve, it's easier to direct your energy toward it. While vague goals or lack of direction lead to a lack of focus. On the other hand, specific, measurable, and time-bound goals give you a roadmap to follow, making it easier to focus on the steps you need to take to reach those objectives. Break down large goals into smaller, actionable tasks and focus on completing each step one at a time. When you have a clear plan in place, it removes uncertainty and helps you channel your energy into meaningful work rather than getting lost in distractions. Eliminating distractions also requires saying no to things that don't align with your priorities. Every time you say yes to something that isn't a priority, you are unintentionally diverting your focus away from the things that matter most. Successful people learn the power of saying no when necessary. This doesn't mean being rude or dismissive, but it means being protective of your time and energy. Whether it's a project that doesn't align with your goals, a social invitation that pulls you away from your work, or a commitment that doesn't serve your long-term vision, learning to say no is essential for maintaining focus on what truly matters. Your daily habits and rituals also play a big role in cultivating focus. By establishing consistent routines that signal to your brain when it's time to focus and when it's time to rest, you create a structure that supports productivity. For example, a morning routine that includes exercise, meditation, and a plan for the day can help you set the right tone for the rest of your day. Similarly, an evening routine that helps you wind down and disconnect from work signals to your brain that the day is over and allows you to recharge for the next day. Finally, one of the most powerful tools for maintaining focus is developing mental discipline. Mental discipline is the ability to stay focused on your goals and resist the temptations that try to pull you off course. It involves creating a strong why for your work so that you're not swayed by momentary distractions or short-term pleasures. When you train your mind to stay committed to your goals, even in the face of distractions, you develop the kind of mental discipline that makes success inevitable. This discipline can be strengthened over time by setting small, achievable goals and gradually working toward bigger ones, consistently reinforcing your focus through action. One of the most profound keys to achieving unstoppable success is the continuous practice of self-discipline and personal accountability. The journey toward any major goal or accomplishment is not marked by occasional bursts of effort, but by a sustained, disciplined commitment to making the right choices, day after day. Self-discipline is the ability to control your actions, emotions, and behaviors in the face of external demands, to stay consistent and focused on your long-term objectives. It is a cornerstone of success because without it, even the most talented and knowledgeable individuals can fall short of their potential. Discipline is not about sheer willpower alone, it's about creating systems, habits, and routines that align with your aspirations and holding yourself accountable to your commitments, no matter the external circumstances. Self-discipline begins with personal responsibility, the idea that you are in control of your life and the outcomes you achieve. It means accepting that your results are largely shaped by the decisions you make and the actions you take. This is often referred to as radical personal responsibility, which means that regardless of the challenges or circumstances you face, you own the outcomes of your actions. It's easy to blame external factors like the economy, your upbringing, or other people when things don't go your way. But the true path to success starts with acknowledging that your future is in your hands and that the power to change your life begins with your choices. The first step in cultivating self-discipline is setting clear, compelling goals. When you have a specific destination in mind, discipline becomes easier to maintain. Without clear goals, you lack the focus and drive needed to stay on track. It's important that these goals are not just vague wishes or dreams, they need to be concrete, measurable, and tied to a deadline. For example, saying I want to be successful is a wish, but saying I want to build a profitable business by next year is a goal with a clear target. By defining precise goals, you create a roadmap for your actions, and the more specific the goal, the easier it is to make disciplined decisions that bring you closer to achieving it. The clarity you get from a well-defined goal creates a sense of urgency and purpose, and without that urgency, it's easy to let distractions, laziness, and procrastination derail your progress. One of the most powerful components of self-discipline is time management. Time is the most valuable resource you have, yet it is also the one that's easiest to waste. Self-discipline requires that you recognize time as a limited resource and treat it with respect. This starts with prioritizing. Not all tasks are created equal. Some will move you closer to your goals, while others are merely distractions. One of the most effective ways to practice self-discipline is by learning to say no to things that do not align with your priorities. When you are disciplined with your time, you can dedicate focused periods to high-priority tasks, and this discipline will compound over time, leading to greater results. Creating a daily routine is another critical tool for fostering self-discipline. Having a structured day that is broken down into specific blocks of time for work, rest, and personal growth is one of the most effective ways to stay on track. A well-organized routine removes the need for constant decision-making, which can drain your mental energy. When your habits are in place, you eliminate the need for willpower in the moment because your routine takes care of it for you. Whether it's waking up early, setting aside time for exercise, dedicating specific hours for deep work, or carving out moments for relaxation, a consistent routine helps keep you disciplined and productive throughout the day. The power of habit cannot be overstated. By embedding productive actions into your daily routine, they become automatic, reducing the mental friction required to get things done. But routines are only effective if they are aligned with your long-term goals. It's important to evaluate regularly whether your daily actions are moving you closer to your desired outcomes. This brings us to the importance of self-reflection and personal accountability. At the end of each day or week, take time to review your actions. Ask yourself, did I stay focused? Did I make progress toward my goals? Where did I fall short? This regular self-assessment not only keeps you on track, but also strengthens your commitment to your vision. By being honest with yourself and holding yourself accountable, you develop the mindset of someone who takes ownership of their success. Accountability is critical. When you regularly evaluate your actions, you learn to recognize patterns that might sabotage your discipline, and you can make adjustments as needed. Accountability can be further amplified when you surround yourself with people who hold you to a higher standard. Having mentors, coaches, or a support group who push you to do your best and help you stay accountable can significantly increase your chances of success. When you know others are counting on you or expecting progress, it creates a level of external accountability that strengthens your own internal resolve. You are less likely to let procrastination, distractions, or excuses slide when you are held accountable by someone who cares about your success. At the same time, these individuals can provide valuable feedback, encouragement, and perspective that help you stay disciplined and motivated. To make self-discipline sustainable, it's crucial to build in rewards for achieving milestones. Success isn't just about pushing through hardship, it's about recognizing your progress and celebrating wins along the way. This can be as simple as treating yourself to something enjoyable after completing a challenging task or taking a short break after an intense work period. Rewards provide positive reinforcement, making it easier to stay disciplined over the long term. They also help to re-energize you so you can continue making disciplined choices moving forward. However, it's important that rewards don't become distractions in themselves. They should be used strategically to maintain motivation, not as a form of procrastination. Another critical aspect of self-discipline is overcoming procrastination. Procrastination is a silent killer of success because it robs you of time and momentum. Often, procrastination occurs because the task at hand feels overwhelming or unpleasant. This is where discipline comes in. You must learn to push through that initial resistance. One powerful way to combat procrastination is to break down large tasks into small, manageable chunks. When a project feels too big or daunting, simply taking the first step is often enough to create momentum and get you started. Once you're in motion, it becomes easier to keep going. The more you practice getting started, the easier it becomes to develop the discipline to finish. In addition to overcoming procrastination, mental toughness is another key to long-term discipline. Mental toughness is the ability to stay committed even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing the hard things even when they're uncomfortable. A disciplined person understands that discomfort is part of the growth process and does not shy away from it. When you train your mind to embrace the grind, to keep showing up even when motivation wanes, you develop the resilience necessary for success. Delaying gratification is a powerful aspect of mental toughness. You must be willing to sacrifice short-term pleasures for long-term rewards. This is the essence of self-discipline, choosing the productive path over the easy, immediate gratification path. Ultimately, self-discipline and accountability go hand in hand. You can have all the potential in the world, but if you are not willing to hold yourself accountable and make disciplined choices every day, your potential will remain untapped. The key to unstoppable success is in your hands through self-discipline. You cultivate the habits, mindset, and accountability that will drive you to achieve your biggest goals. As you continue to practice discipline, you'll notice that your commitment strengthens, your focus sharpens, and your results multiply. Success, in the end, is not about raw talent, It's about consistently showing up, doing the work, and staying accountable to your vision, no matter the obstacles in your way. One of the most vital yet often overlooked elements of training your mind for unstoppable success is the cultivation of a growth mindset, the belief that you can continuously learn, grow, and improve. In simple terms, a growth mindset is the understanding that your abilities, intelligence, and potential are not fixed traits, but can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. This idea, popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, has become a cornerstone for personal development and success. People with a growth mindset embrace challenges, learn from failure, and believe that their hard work and dedication will lead to success. They are open to new experiences, value feedback, and understand that the process of improvement is ongoing. In contrast, those with a fixed mindset believe that their abilities are innate and unchangeable, which can often lead to stagnation, avoidance of challenges, and a fear of failure. The first critical aspect of developing a growth mindset is to change how you view failure. People with a fixed mindset tend to see failure as a reflection of their personal inadequacy, something that reinforces the belief that they're simply not good enough. They may avoid challenges, fearing that failure will expose their weaknesses. However, people with a growth mindset see failure as a valuable part of the learning process. They understand that each failure carries within it a lesson, and that failure is feedback, not a reflection of their abilities. When something doesn't work out, instead of feeling defeated, they analyze what went wrong and adjust their approach accordingly. This allows them to build on their mistakes and constantly improve. By reframing failure in this way, you free yourself from the fear of making mistakes and embrace challenges with a sense of excitement rather than dread. A growth mindset shifts the focus from perfection to progress. It encourages you to take calculated risks, step outside of your comfort zone, and approach difficult situations with curiosity rather than anxiety. As you encounter obstacles and setbacks, a growth mindset enables you to remain persistent and stay motivated, because you understand that every failure is merely a stepping stone toward mastery. It's not about avoiding failure, but about using failure to learn, adapt, and keep improving. Another essential element of a growth mindset is the belief in the power of effort. People with a growth mindset understand that natural talent or intelligence is only part of the equation. The real key to success is effort, the willingness to put in the work, persist through challenges, and continually refine your skills. When you focus on effort over innate ability, it enables you to embrace challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. This shift in perspective is crucial for developing a sense of self-efficacy, the belief that you have the ability to influence outcomes through your own actions. It's important to recognize that effort is a skill in itself. The ability to consistently put in focused, deliberate work is something that can be developed and strengthened over time. By practicing self-discipline and creating habits that promote sustained effort, you make it easier to remain consistent, even in the face of obstacles. The more effort you put into something, the more you develop competence, which reinforces the growth mindset and makes it easier to keep going. It's a self-reinforcing cycle. The more effort you put in, the more progress you make, and the more progress you make, the more your belief in your ability to improve grows. A growth mindset also emphasizes the importance of embracing learning and feedback. Those with a fixed mindset are often defensive when it comes to criticism, seeing feedback as a personal attack on their abilities. They may shy away from situations where they might be criticized because it challenges their belief in their own competence. On the other hand, individuals with a growth mindset view feedback as a gift, an essential tool for improvement. They actively seek out constructive criticism because they understand that feedback helps them identify areas for growth and refinement. This openness to learning, combined with a genuine curiosity, allows them to continually evolve and grow. By developing the habit of seeking feedback and embracing continuous learning, you not only improve your current abilities, but also open yourself up to new ways of thinking, new techniques, and new strategies that can propel you toward your goals. A growth mindset encourages you to view learning as a lifelong process rather than a destination. It's not about being good enough now, it's about always striving to be better tomorrow. When you cultivate a mindset that prioritizes learning over achievement, you reduce the pressure of needing to be perfect and create room for progress to occur organically. Self-reflection is another critical component of a growth mindset. Self-reflection allows you to periodically evaluate your progress, assess what's working, and identify areas where you can improve. Successful individuals understand the importance of being honest with themselves about their strengths and weaknesses, and they use self-reflection as a tool for growth. This practice helps you identify patterns in your behavior, attitudes, and actions that may either propel you toward success or hinder your progress. When you can recognize and adjust your approach, you ensure that you are always evolving in alignment with your goals. It's important to understand that developing a growth mindset is not a one-time event, it's a continuous process. It requires consistent effort and a willingness to challenge your own beliefs about your abilities. You must actively cultivate positive self-talk, replacing thoughts of doubt and limitation with affirmations of possibility and growth. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm not good at this," you would reframe it to, "I'm not good at this yet, but with practice and effort, I can improve." This simple shift in language can drastically change how you approach challenges and setbacks, making it easier to stay motivated and persistent. Resilience is another byproduct of a growth mindset. People who embrace a growth mindset tend to be more resilient in the face of adversity. When faced with challenges, they don't give up. Instead, they dig deeper and persevere. They are not discouraged by setbacks because they view them as an inevitable part of the learning process. This resilience is crucial when pursuing long-term goals because success rarely happens overnight. It often takes years of sustained effort, and many people give up before they reach their full potential. Those with a growth mindset, however, understand that persistence is key. They know that the road to success is long and winding, but they are determined to stay the course, learn from their mistakes, and keep improving. One of the most empowering aspects of a growth mindset is its impact on self-esteem. People with a growth mindset derive their sense of self-worth from their ability to grow and improve, rather than from their current achievements or perceived abilities. This leads to greater emotional resilience, as they are less likely to be discouraged by failure or criticism. They see themselves not as fixed entities, but as works in progress, which allows them to maintain their motivation and continue pushing forward, regardless of the challenges they encounter. A growth mindset also has profound effects on relationships and collaboration. When you embrace the idea that growth is possible, you are more likely to foster a collaborative, supportive environment. You understand that everyone has the potential to improve and that success is often a collective effort. You are more likely to offer support to others, seek out mentors, and share knowledge. This positive, growth-oriented mindset contributes to building teams that are not just talented but also adaptive, willing to face challenges, learn from each other, and grow together. Training your mind for unstoppable success is the development of emotional intelligence, EQ. Emotional intelligence refers to the ability to understand, manage, and harness your emotions in a way that enhances your relationships, decisions, and overall performance. While IQ intelligence quotient often gets the spotlight when it comes to achievement, emotional intelligence is a more reliable predictor of success in the real world. Why? Because success, whether personal or professional, is rarely about raw intellect alone. It is about how well you manage your emotions, how effectively you understand and relate to others, and how resilient you are in the face of challenges. People with high emotional intelligence are better at navigating the ups and downs of life and work, leading to more productive, fulfilling, and successful outcomes. The foundation of emotional intelligence is self-awareness, the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions, as well as how they impact your thoughts and behavior. Without self-awareness, it is difficult to control or change your emotional responses to various situations. Self-awareness allows you to notice when you are feeling stressed, angry, frustrated, or even overly confident. By identifying these emotions in real time, you can choose how to respond, rather than being reactive or impulsive. Emotional intelligence enables you to observe your emotional states, and when you develop this skill, you gain the ability to take a step back, pause, and assess whether your current emotional state is helping or hindering your progress. One key to increasing self-awareness is regular self-reflection. Taking time each day to reflect on your actions, reactions, and emotional responses is a powerful tool for understanding yourself better. After a challenging conversation or a difficult day at work, ask yourself, what emotions did I experience? Why did I feel that way? How did my emotions influence my decisions and behaviors? By regularly reflecting on these questions, you can begin to see patterns in how you react to different situations and identify areas where you may need to improve your emotional responses. This practice of self-reflection increases your emotional intelligence by training you to become more conscious of your emotional life, making you better equipped to navigate your thoughts and actions. Once you have developed self-awareness, the next critical element of emotional intelligence is self-regulation, or the ability to manage your emotions in a healthy and constructive way. While we all experience negative emotions, anger, anxiety, frustration, disappointment, self-regulation is about learning how to not let these emotions dictate your behavior. People with high emotional intelligence understand that emotions like anger or frustration, when unchecked, can lead to poor decisions, unnecessary conflict, and lost opportunities. They've learned to control their impulses and choose thoughtful, constructive responses, even in challenging or emotionally charged situations. Self-regulation is also about managing stress. Successful people understand that stress is an inevitable part of life and work, but it doesn't have to overwhelm them. Instead of becoming paralyzed by pressure or anxiety, emotionally intelligent people have developed coping mechanisms to handle stress effectively. Whether through meditation, deep breathing exercises, journaling, or physical activity, they have strategies in place to clear their minds, refocus, and recharge when necessary. The more adept you become at managing your emotions, the more you are able to stay calm under pressure and make better, more rational decisions. Another important component of emotional intelligence is empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. In both personal and professional settings, empathy is an essential skill for building trust, fostering collaboration, and leading with integrity. When you can empathize with others, you put yourself in their shoes, see the world from their perspective, and are able to respond with understanding, compassion, and respect. This not only strengthens your relationships, but also helps you communicate more effectively, resolve conflicts, and inspire loyalty and cooperation. Empathy involves actively listening and being present in conversations. Instead of waiting for your turn to speak or planning your response while someone else is talking, truly listening allows you to understand the other person's point of view and emotional state. Empathy also requires a level of emotional attunement, being in tune with the emotions of others, even when those emotions aren't explicitly expressed. For example, if a colleague is acting withdrawn or distant, your ability to recognize that they may be feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or unappreciated can guide you in responding in a way that is supportive and respectful. Empathy plays a critical role in relationship management, which is another key aspect of emotional intelligence. People with high EQ are able to build strong, positive relationships because they are attuned to the emotions of others and know how to communicate effectively. They know when to offer support, when to give space, and how to foster an environment of trust and collaboration. Whether in business negotiations, team dynamics, or personal relationships, the ability to build rapport, manage conflict, and create win-win solutions is a direct result of strong emotional intelligence. A critical aspect of relationship management is the ability to navigate conflict with emotional intelligence. Conflict is inevitable, whether it's with a colleague, client, or loved one. However, how you handle conflict will greatly influence the outcome. People with high emotional intelligence approach conflict with a problem-solving mindset, rather than letting their emotions drive the situation. They are skilled at staying calm, listening to all perspectives, and finding solutions that meet everyone's needs. Instead of escalating the situation or becoming defensive, they seek to understand and resolve the underlying issue. The ability to manage conflict without letting emotions get out of control is a hallmark of emotional intelligence, and it leads to healthier relationships and more productive outcomes. Emotional intelligence also plays a huge role in decision-making. In the pursuit of success, we are often faced with high-stakes decisions that carry emotional weight. For example, in business, a leader may need to make decisions that affect the livelihoods of their team or the direction of the company. In these situations, emotional intelligence allows you to separate the emotional from the rational and to make decisions that are thoughtful, balanced, and aligned with your values. This is particularly important when the stakes are high and emotions may cloud judgment. By developing your emotional intelligence, you learn to make decisions that are informed not just by logic, but also by emotional insight, recognizing how your choices will impact yourself and others. A high level of emotional intelligence contributes to resilience as well. People with strong emotional intelligence are better able to weather setbacks and adversity because they don't let negative emotions derail them. When facing challenges, they know how to stay focused, maintain a positive outlook, and stay in control of their emotions. Instead of letting failure or disappointment overwhelm them, they understand that setbacks are part of the process and they bounce back more quickly. This resilience is key to overcoming obstacles, maintaining motivation, and keeping your long-term vision in focus regardless of the bumps in the road. Another benefit of emotional intelligence is its ability to enhance leadership capabilities. Strong leaders not only manage their own emotions effectively, but are also skilled at reading and understanding the emotions of their team members. This helps them to provide appropriate support, manage group dynamics, and motivate others to perform at their best. Leaders with high emotional intelligence know how to inspire trust, communicate clearly, and maintain positive morale, even in difficult situations. They know when to provide encouragement and when to give constructive criticism, and they create environments where team members feel valued, understood, and supported. Final key to training your mind for unstoppable success is the practice of consistent, deliberate action. While mindset, emotions, and even motivation are essential components of success, they only take you so far if you don't take consistent, intentional action toward your goals. Success is not a one-time event, it is the result of making regular, focused efforts that build momentum over time. A vision without action is merely a dream, and a dream without effort is unlikely to become reality. The difference between successful individuals and those who struggle to achieve their goals is often not intelligence, luck, or even resources, but the ability to execute consistently and effectively. It is the ability to show up day after day despite setbacks, distractions, or doubts, and put in the work that leads to meaningful progress. One of the key principles of taking deliberate action is the understanding that small actions compound over time. People often think that success comes from grand gestures or massive breakthroughs, but the reality is that success is built on small, incremental actions taken consistently over long periods of time. Whether it's making a few extra sales calls each day, writing 500 words toward a book, or dedicating an hour a day to learning a new skill, these small actions compounded over time lead to monumental results. In fact, consistency is often more important than intensity. While a burst of enthusiasm may help you get started, it's your daily commitment to moving forward, even on the days when you don't feel like it, that will ultimately lead you to your destination. The power of consistent action lies in its ability to create momentum. Momentum is the force that propels you forward even when obstacles arise or when motivation wanes. When you consistently take action, no matter how small, you create a sense of forward motion that makes it easier to keep going. You begin to build confidence in your ability to accomplish your goals, and that confidence fuels further action. As the saying goes, the more you do, the more you can do. Small successes lead to greater self-belief, and greater self-belief leads to even greater action. This cycle of momentum is critical for achieving long-term success. Accountability is another key element in making deliberate action a habit. Accountability is about holding yourself responsible for following through on your commitments and taking consistent action, even when you don't feel like it. One of the most effective ways to stay accountable is to set clear, measurable goals and create a system of tracking your progress. When you know exactly what you want to achieve and you've broken that goal down into specific, actionable steps, it's easier to take consistent action. Writing your goals down and tracking your progress provides external motivation and reinforces the commitment to stay on track. However, sometimes external accountability is also necessary. This is where having an accountability partner, coach, or mentor can be transformative. When someone else is aware of your goals and is checking in on your progress, you are much more likely to stay committed and take consistent action. The fear of letting someone else down can be a powerful motivator, and the support and guidance of an accountability partner can help you stay focused when you're feeling distracted or uncertain. Creating deadlines and setting milestones along the way also provides additional structure, making it easier to take consistent action. When you set a goal but leave the timeline open-ended, it's easy to procrastinate or put things off. But when you give yourself specific deadlines and break your goal down into smaller, time-bound actions, you build an urgency and focus. Equally important in the process of deliberate action is discipline. It's easy to get excited about your goals and put in a burst of energy at the beginning, but true success comes from continuing to show up even after the initial excitement has worn off. Discipline is about pushing through the times when motivation fades or when challenges arise. It's about sticking to the plan even when things aren't going your way. The best way to cultivate discipline is to create systems and habits that support your goals so that taking action becomes a routine, not a decision. The more you can make your actions automatic, the less energy and effort you will need to exert to get them done. Over time, these habits will become second nature, and your consistent action will happen with less friction. One common challenge to consistent action is overcoming distractions. In the modern world, distractions are everywhere, from social media to email to endless to-do lists. When you are pursuing a big goal, it's essential to create an environment that minimizes distractions and maximizes focus. This might mean setting boundaries with your time, turning off notifications, or creating a workspace that is conducive to deep work. It might also involve prioritizing your time and saying no to things that are not aligned with your main objectives. The more you can protect your time and focus on the things that matter most, the easier it will be to take consistent action. Consistency also requires embracing discomfort. Many of the most important actions you need to take in pursuit of your goals are not going to feel easy, and they may even be uncomfortable. Whether it's pushing through a difficult workout, having an uncomfortable conversation, or learning a new skill, there will always be moments where discomfort is present. Success doesn't come from avoiding these uncomfortable moments, it comes from embracing them and understanding that they are part of the growth process. The more you lean into discomfort, the stronger your resolve becomes, and the more successful you become at pushing through difficult situations. The people who achieve great things are not necessarily the ones who find success easy. They are the ones who develop the mental toughness to continue taking action, even when it's hard. The concept of deliberate action also connects to alignment. When you take consistent action, it is critical that those actions are aligned with your broader goals and values. Every action you take should move you toward your ultimate vision. This alignment ensures that your efforts are purposeful and effective. Often, people can become busy with tasks and activities that don't truly contribute to their success, just to feel like they're doing something. But true success comes from being intentional with your actions and staying focused on the few things that will bring you closer to your goals. The power of deliberate action lies in intentionality. It's not about doing more things, but about doing the right things consistently and with purpose. Finally, celebrating progress is an essential part of taking consistent action. While consistency and perseverance are key, it's also important to recognize and celebrate the small wins along the way. This keeps you motivated and reinforces the habit of taking action. When you acknowledge your progress, you boost your sense of accomplishment and increase your belief that success is achievable. Celebrating milestones, no matter how small, helps maintain momentum and keeps you moving forward. In conclusion, consistent, deliberate action is the bridge between potential and achievement. It is the act of turning your thoughts, goals, and dreams into reality. Success doesn't happen through inspiration alone. It happens through taking consistent action day in and day out. By committing to deliberate action, building systems that support it, holding yourself accountable, and embracing discomfort, you create a powerful engine that propels you toward your goals. The more you show up, do the work, and stay consistent, the closer you get to achieving your dreams. And as you take consistent action, you build the momentum that leads to unstoppable success.